Dear students, today I am going to start degrees of freedom. I am going to explain degrees of freedom. What do you mean by degrees of freedom? Degrees of freedom means the total number of independent variables. The total number of independent variables are required to specify the specify the motion of the particle or configuration of a particle completely is known as degrees of freedom. That is, the total number of independent variables are required to specify the motion of a particle or position or configuration is known as degrees of freedom or called as degrees of freedom. Example, suppose an ant. An ant is moving along a straight line. Ant is moving along a straight line. That is a wire. It has only 1 degree of freedom. That is x. An ant is moving along a straight line like this. Like this. Suppose the degrees of freedom is x. Suppose a mosquito is moving along a plane. It has 2 degrees of freedom. It has 2 degrees of freedom, that is x comma y. Suppose 3 degrees of freedom. That means it has suppose a particle moving in a space, that is x comma y comma z. That is 3 degrees of freedom. 3 degrees of freedom, x, y, z. So, in the same way, a molecule has a rigid body. A molecule has a rigid body. X dash, y dash, y dash, z dash. Here, so the diagram represents the vibration of a particle or molecule along the 3 specified coordinates. So, therefore, a molecule as a rigid body can have 3 rotations of vibration along any of the 3 coordinate axes. In addition to that, there is a rotational motions also to be considered. Hence, to completely describe the motion of a particle, 6 degrees of freedom must be required. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the diagram of degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. So this is the concept of degrees of freedom. So now let us go to explain or discuss the Maxwell's equipartition of energy. Maxwell's equipartition of energy. So, what is equipartition of energy? Equi means equal, partition means divided. So energy means energy is divided equally. That is known as maximal secret partition of energy. It states that the statement is very important. It states that for any dynamical system in thermal equilibrium. For any dynamical system in thermal equilibrium, the total energy is equally divided among all the 3 degrees of freedom. That is, for any dynamical system. For any dynamical system in thermal equilibrium, the energy is divided equally. The energy is divided equally among all the degrees of freedom. The energy is divided equally among all the degrees of freedom, and the energy associated with each the energy associated per molecule per degrees of freedom degrees of freedom is of kT, where K is known as Boltzmann's constant, T absolute temperature. Now once again we have to read the definition about the maximal secret partition of energy. For any dynamical system in thermal equilibrium, the energy is divided equally among all the degrees of freedom, and the energy associated per molecule per degrees of freedom is of kT, where K is known as the Boltzmann's constant and T is the absolute temperature. Therefore, the molecular velocity of the gas, velocity of the gas is given by C bar 2 equals, or root mean square velocity is given by RMS velocity of the molecule is given by 1 by 2 U1 square plus V1 square plus W1 square. C bar 2 is equal to U1 square plus V1 square plus W1 square, that is equal to equation number 1. Here U1 square, V1 square, W1 square are the component of velocities of the molecule along the 3 coordinate axis. That is, so along 3 coordinate axis means XYZ. The U1, V1, W1 are equal velocities in all the 3 coordinate axes. Therefore, U1 equals V1 equals W1, because the component velocities are equal along the 3 coordinate axes. Therefore, we can further write it as 3 u1 square equals 3 v1 square equals 3 w1 square, that is equal to c bar 2, and then we have to u1 square equals v1 square equals w1 square equals 1 by 3 c bar 2. Further we can write like this, and then so multiply 1 by 2 or half m on all the factors, to all the factors. 1 by 2 m u1 square, 1 by 2 m u1 square plus 1 by 2 m v1 square equals 1 by 2 m w1 square equals 1 by 2 m into 1 by 3 c bar 2. Now we have to rearrange the equation. Shall I repeat? So here 1 by 2 m u1 square equals 1 by 2 m v1 square equals 1 by 2 m w1 square equals 1 by 2 m into 1 by 3 c bar 2. So we know that the average kinetic energy of the molecule is c bar 2 or 1 by 2 m c bar 2 is equal to 3 by 2 kT. What is 1 by 2 m c bar 2? C bar 2, that is known as average kinetic energy of the molecule, equals 3 by 2 kT, where K is known as Boltzmann's constant, T is absolute temperature. What I said here, K is known as Boltzmann's constant and T is known as absolute temperature of the gas molecules. And then, so therefore, now 1 by 2 m c bar 2 is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Now here in the last term we can put 3 by 2 kT instead of 1 by 2 m c bar 2. Therefore 1 by 2 m u1 square equals 1 by 2 m v1 square equals 1 by 2 m w1 square equals 1 by 3 into 3 by 2 kT, isn't it? 1 by 3 into 3 by 2 kT, 3 gets cancelled. What is remaining? 1 by 2 m u1 square is equal to half kT, and 1 by 2 m v1 square is equal to half kT, and then 1 by 2 m v1 square equals half kT, isn't it? So this is known as the energy is divided equally among all the degrees of freedom. Per energy per molecule is half kT. Per energy per molecule is half kT. Here is the energy of the molecule, kinetic energy of the molecule, average kinetic energy of the molecule, 1 by 2 m u1 square is equal to half kT, where m is known as mass of the molecule. U1 is the velocity component of the molecule. Here 1 by 2 m v1 square equals half kT, and then 1 by 2 m v1 square is equal to half kT, isn't it? So therefore the energy equally divided among all the degrees of freedom, that is whether it is translatory motion or rotatory motion, the energy is divided equally is of kT, isn't it? Suppose a gas molecule has 3 degrees of freedom due to translatory motion. A gas molecule is 3 degrees of freedom due to translatory motion. A gas molecule has 3 degrees of freedom due to translatory motion. Suppose the number of vibrations, the number of degrees of freedom due to rotation is R. The number of degrees of freedom due to rotation is R. Suppose the number of modes of vibrations, due to vibration of the molecule is nu. Therefore, the total number of vibrational motion of the molecule along any of the axis is given by 2 nu. Therefore, here is the vibration energy. It is the contribution of kinetic energy plus potential energy. So half of due to potential energy and another half of due to kinetic energy. Therefore, the total degrees of freedom of the molecule, of the gas molecule, 3 plus R plus 2 nu. So this is the degrees of freedom of equation. What is F? F is known as degrees of freedom. F is known as degrees of freedom. That is F is equal to 3 plus R plus 2 nu, where nu is the vibrational energy, R is the rotational energy, and 3 which comes from due to the translational motion of the energy, isn't it? So therefore, the total degrees of freedom of the molecule is F is equal to 3 plus R plus 2 nu, isn't it? So now we are going to derive the derivation of U is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Derivation of U equals 3 by 2 kT. So according to kinetic theory of gases, the equipartition of energy, the energy is associated with each degrees of freedom is equal to half kT. According to equipartition of energy, Maxwell's equipartition of energy, the energy associated with each degrees of freedom is half kT. Half kT. What is meant by K and what is meant by temperature? What is meant by T? T is known as the absolute temperature. K is known as the Boltzmann's constant. So energy associated per molecule per degrees of freedom. That means the energy associated with the 3 degrees of freedom is given by 3 by 2 kT. 3 by 2 kT, where here 3 represents degrees of freedom, isn't it? F is equal to 3. So therefore, the energy associated with 3 degrees of freedom, that's why we can call it as 3 by 2 kT. So suppose the 1 mole of gas, that is the 1 mole of 1 gram mole of gas contains Na number of Avogadro numbers. Na number of Avogadro number of molecules or atoms in a system. That's why here n grams, 1 mole of gas, 1 mole of gas contains Na number of molecules or moles. Therefore 3 by 2 NaKT, 3 by 2 NaKT, where 3 by 2 NaK means or that is known as universal gas constant, 3 by 2 RT. This is the internal energy of the molecule. U is known as internal energy of the molecule. Suppose the total energy of the molecule is given by U is equal to 3 by 2 RT. 3 by 2 RT, where R is equal to, because R equals Na into K, where R is known as universal gas constant. Its value comes out to be R equals 8.31 joules per mole per Kelvin, isn't it? So this is the universal gas constant. And then internal energy of the molecule. Internal energy of the molecule. Internal energy of the molecule, that is internal energy. So internal energy of the molecule can be defined as it is associated with the gas molecules or random motions of gas molecules and atoms in a system, and therefore the average translational kinetic energy is only or fully dependent on temperature only. Is fully dependent on temperature only. That is monoatomic gas depends only on the gas temperature. Therefore, the gas contains Na number of, suppose in n samples, suppose n sample gas contains Na number of molecules, Na number of molecules or atoms. Therefore the internal energy is given by U equals 3 by 2 NaKT, isn't it? Because the internal energy of the gas is dependent only on the gas temperature or absolute temperature, and K is the Boltzmann's constant. N means number of molecules contained in the molecule, and therefore Na is the Avogadro number of molecules, isn't it? So therefore the product of Na number of atoms in a system. So this is known as U equals 3 by 2 again nRT. This is known as the internal energy of the molecules of a gas. So then perfect gas or ideal gas? What do you mean by perfect gas? Perfect gas or ideal gas? Perfect gas or ideal gas? So often we talk about the perfect gas or ideal gas generally. So what do you mean by perfect gas or ideal gas? Can you tell anybody? For a perfect gas, the molecules does not exert any forces. The molecule or atoms does not exert any forces. Therefore, the potential energy becomes zero. Therefore, it only depends on kinetic energy of the molecule. It only depends on kinetic energy of the molecule. Therefore, the total energy of the molecule is given by E total equals kinetic energy plus potential energy. So here the potential energy is equal to 0 because there is no exhaustion of the forces on the molecules. Therefore, only remaining is kinetic energy. Therefore, the energy E total energy of the molecule equals kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy of the molecule is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Already I told you about the 3 by 2 kT. How does it come? So when you go to the next chapter, so we will derive how it comes 3 by 2 kT, how it comes. Let us see in subsequent chapters. So therefore, the average kinetic energy of the molecule is 3 by 2 kT. It can be derived in Maxwell's equations in the subsequent chapters. Okay, don't worry about that. I will tell you detailed about the 3 by 2 kT. So now we are going to discuss molar specific heats. So molar specific heats. So these terms are so often interfere in our topics. That's why it is very important to learn molar specific heats of a gas, isn't it? Okay. So first of all, we discuss about the specific heat at constant volume. Molar specific heats of a gas. Molar specific heat of a gas. Molar specific heat of a gas. So first of all, we are going to discuss about specific heat. Specific heat at constant volume, or we can simply call it as CV. Here the gas has two specific volumes. One is specific heat at constant volume and a specific heat at constant pressure. What do you mean by CV? Specific heat of a gas at constant volume. So it is known as the molar specific heat of a gas at constant volume is defined as the heat energy, the amount of heat is required. That is, the heat energy or amount of heat is required to raise the temperature of a gas molecule about 1 degree or 1 degree ಅಥವಾ 1K or 1K, I mean the heat energy or the heat is required to raise the temperature of a gas molecule 1 degree centigrade or 1K, that is 1 Kelvin at constant volume, or keeping the volume constant is known as specific heat at a constant volume of a gas. Here, therefore, CV is equal to dQ by dt at constant volume. What do you mean by dQ? dQ is the energy supplied, heat energy supplied to the system, or Q is the amount of, dQ is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of a gas, through 1 Kelvin, keeping volume constant. Therefore, this is known as dQ. dQ is equal to the internal energy of the molecule. So, how internal energy it becomes? Because here, according to thermodynamics, dQ is equal to du plus dW. So here, dQ is the amount of energy is required. du is the internal energy of the molecule, and dW is the work done on the gas, That means here the change in volume does not occur. Therefore, du plus PdV. P is the pressure required in the system, and dV is the volume, change in volume. Therefore, here dV is equal to 0 because the volume does not occur here. So, therefore, dQ is equal to du. So, now we can substitute in this equation du divided by dt at constant volume. So, this is the specific heat of a gas at constant volume, isn't it? Now we are going to discuss about the specific heat at constant pressure. Specific heat of a gas at constant pressure, Cp. What do you mean by specific heat of a gas at constant pressure? Here, the specific heat of a gas at constant pressure is defined as the amount of heat energy is required to raise the temperature of a gas, in dt degree centigrade or 1 Kelvin or dt degree centigrade, 1 Kelvin or dt degree centigrade at keeping pressure constant. Therefore, Cp is equal to du by dt at keeping pressure constant. So, this is known as Cp is equal to du by dt at P. So, therefore, there are only two specific heats for gases, isn't it? What do you mean by specific heat of a gas at constant pressure? Here, the amount of heat is required to raise the temperature of a gas through 1 Kelvin 1 Kelvin, keeping pressure constant. Pressure constant. Therefore, Cp is equal to du by dt at P. Now we are going to discuss about the atomicity of, discuss about the Mayer's equation. Now we know that here Cp is equal to du by dt. Mayer's equation is known as Mayer's equation. According to Mayer's equation, Cp plus Cv equals R, or Cp is equal to Cv minus Cp minus Cv, Cp minus Cv is equal to R, Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Cp is equal to Cv plus R. So this is known as Mayer's equation. Cp minus Cv is equal to R, Cp is equal to Cv plus R. So this equation is required for us to discuss in further topic. Now, atomicity of gases. Atomicity. Atomicity of a gas. Atomicity. Atomicity of a gas. That can be represented by gamma. Gamma is known as the atomicity of a gas molecule. What do you mean by atomicity of a gas? It is the ratio of the specific heat of a gas at constant pressure. Atomicity of it is the ratio of the specific heat at constant pressure to the constant volume. Constant volume. It is the ratio of the constant pressure to the constant volume. That is gamma equals Cp by Cv. Cp by Cv. This is known as atomicity of gases. And we can discuss further about the atomicity of gases and what is the ratios of the gases in further chapter, further topic. Now we are going to discuss about the monoatomic gas. Let us discuss about the monoatomic gas. Monoatomic gases. Monoatomic gas. Is it visible? Is it visible, everybody? Monoatomic gases. So here monoatomic gas means, example for monoatomic gases are helium, argon, neon, etc. are the example for monoatomic gases. Consider 1 mole of a gas at absolute temperature T. At absolute temperature T. The molecule of a monoatomic gas. The molecule of a monoatomic gas can be considered as point masses. The monoatomic gas of a molecule can be considered as a point masses. Hence, they do not have any rotational degrees of freedom or vibrational degrees of freedom. They do not have any rotational degrees of freedom and also vibrational degrees of freedom. Therefore, nu equals 0 and r equals 0. Therefore, only it has 3 degrees of freedom. That is the 3 degrees of freedom due to translational motion of the molecules. F equals 3. Only 3. So, in the equation, already we discussed this equation. 3 plus r plus 2 nu. Here nu is equal to 0, r is equal to 0. The given equation, what does it become? Only 3. Therefore, there are 3 degrees of freedom according to equipartition of energy, the kinetic energy per molecule per degrees of freedom. The kinetic energy per molecule per degrees of freedom is half kT. Half kT. Isn't it? The total energy of the molecule equals 1 by 2 F kT. What is F? F is known as 3. Therefore, 1 by 2 3 kT or 3 by 2 kT. Suppose the gas molecule has the 1 gram of a molecule. The 1 gram of a molecule or mole of a gas. Mole of a gas is given by Na number of atoms. Na number of atoms or moles. Therefore, internal energy, or we can say that internal energy of the 1 mole of a gas. We can say that internal energy of the 1 mole of a gas is given by internal energy. Internal energy of a 1 mole of a gas is given by 3 by 2 Na kT, where Na represents Avogadro numbers. Na equals Avogadro number of molecules or atoms in a system. Molecules are atoms of a gas. Isn't it? Now, according to molar specific heat of a gas at constant volume, Cv is equal to du by dt at constant volume. What is Nk? Here Nk represents R. We know that already we have discussed about the Na into K. Therefore, 3 by 2 R. R is at a constant. That means when differentiate with respect to T, so T will be cancelled. It is a constant. Therefore, sorry, I am not going to say about constant. It is absolute temperature. So here, when we differentiate this equation, we will get 3 by 2 R. 3 by 2 R. Cv is equal to 3 by 2 R. We know that atomicity of a gas. Atomicity of Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Here Cv is equal to 3 by 2 R plus R. That is equal to 5R by 2. 5R by 2. So 2 into 1, 2 plus 3, 5R by 2. Therefore, Cp is equal to 5R by 2. Then, what is the atomicity of the gases? Atomicity of the gases. Atomicity of gases equals Cp by Cv equals Cp is equal to 5R divided by 2 divided by what is Cv? 3 by 2 R. 3 by 2 R. R gets cancelled. So 2 into 5 equals 10 divided by 4. Therefore, 4 ones are 4. Point 4 ones are 4 sorry. 15 divided by 4. 3 5s are 15 divided by 4. That means so 15 3 by 2 Cp minus Cv 5 by 2 R 3 by 2 R cancel. 6. So 6 ones are 6. 6 ones are 6 and 6 in 4. 1.6. 1.6. That is atomicity of monoatomic gas. Monoatomic gas is 1.6. It becomes 1.6. So this is the monoatomic gas of a molecule. Example for monoatomic gases are helium, argon, neon, etc. Isn't it? Now we are going to discuss about the diatomic gases. Now we are going to discuss about diatomic gases. Diatomic gases. So diatomic gases, example for diatomic gases are oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. etc. Here, so it has two atoms. It has two atoms like this. It has two atoms like this. Hydrogen, or nitrogen, or oxygen. So it is like a dumbbell shape. The shape of the diatomic molecule is dumbbell shape. So therefore, here the angular velocity or kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 I omega square. The angular velocity of the molecule along the three coordinates axis is divided, that means it is divided into a component velocities. So therefore here the vibrational energy or the moment of inertia about its own axis, that is along the x-axis, is 0. The moment of inertia of the molecule when it vibrates along its x-axis, on its own axis, is 0. Therefore, the angular velocity of the molecule is also So here the kinetic energy becomes 0. Kinetic energy of the molecule will be 0. That is, the energy of the molecule along the x-axis will be 0. Therefore, it can be drawn like this, or it can be shown like this. This is x-axis, x dash, y dash, z dash. So here the moment of inertia of the molecule is 0. Therefore, the kinetic energy of the molecule also 0 along its own axis. So therefore the moment of inertia of the molecule about its own axis is 0, and then therefore the rotational kinetic energy along this axis must be neglected. And one more thing, the 3 degrees of freedom due to translational motion, 3 degrees of freedom due to translational motion, and vibrational motion is also 0 along the x-axis, and only the rotational motion is there. Rotational motion is also r equals 0. R equals 2. Therefore, the total degrees of freedom is 5. This is due to rotation. The total degrees of freedom of the molecule along the component coordinates axis is 5. So now we are going to discuss about the atomicity of gases. Atomicity of gases. So now we know that gamma is equal to Cp by Cv. So therefore F is equal to 3 plus R plus 2 nu. We get 5. Total degrees of freedom of the molecule is 5. We know that Mayer's equation Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Therefore Cp is equal to, we know that Cv is equal to du by dt at constant volume. So du by dt is equal to Cv. What do you mean by Cv? Du by dt here the total degrees of freedom is 5. The energy per molecule per degrees of freedom is half kT. The total energy of the molecule is given by 5 by 2 kT, and then because the 5 is contributed due to degrees of freedom, therefore the total energy of a gas molecule or the 1 mole of a gas or 1 gram mole contains Na number of Avogadro numbers, 5 by 2 Na kT. So NaK is equal to R, 5 by 2 RT. So now this also internal energy. So when we differentiate with respect to internal energy, equals CV equals 5 by 2 R, 5 by 2 R. So now CV is equal to 5 by 2 R. What is then what does become Cp is equal to Cv plus R? Cp equals Cv plus R. Cv equals 5 by 2 R plus R equals 2 into R, 2R plus 5R, 7R, 7R divided by 7R divided by 2. So this is the Cp. But gamma equals atomicity of gases, Cp by Cv. Cp is equal to 7R by 2 divided by 7R by 2 divided by Cv is equal to 5 by 2 R equals R gets cancelled. 7 into 2 equals 14 divided by 5 into 2 equals 10. 10 ones are 10. Here is point. 10 fours are 1.4. 40. 10 fours are 40 and 10 ones are 10. Therefore, what do we get here? 1.4. So therefore, the atomicity of gases for constant atomicity of gases for diatomic molecule of a gas can be 1.4. 1.4. So therefore, now we are going to discuss about the diatomic molecules with vibration. With vibration. Diatomic molecule with vibration. Diatomic molecule with vibration. We know that vibration of the molecule is 2 and rotational molecule is R. So therefore, the contribution of rotational energy is R, that is equal to 2, and vibrational energy is equal to 2. Therefore, the total degrees of freedom of the molecule for diatomic molecule having vibration, F is equal to 3 plus R plus 2 nu, that is equal to 3 plus R means 2 plus 2, that is equal to 2. Here total 2 nu is equal to 2. Otherwise it becomes wrong. So therefore here mu equals 1. We can put mu equals 1. Then we can say that 2 nu is equal to 2. So here F is equal to 3 plus 2 plus 2 equals, what does it become? 7. 7. The total degrees of freedom having the molecule vibration equals 7. Therefore, what is Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Cp is equal to, here Cp equals 7 because the kinetic energy per molecule per degrees of freedom is half kT, and the total energy of the molecule, the energy associated per molecule per degrees of freedom is 5/2 kT. For 5 degrees of freedom is 5/2 kT. Therefore, the total internal energy of the molecule is 5/2 NkT, because 5 Na means suppose the gas molecule, the 1 mole of the gas contains Na number of atoms or molecules. Therefore, the internal energy of the molecule is 5/2 Rp. Now we are going to simplify. Cp is equal to Cv plus R. Here Cp equals 7/2. Total 7. Here also 7/2 R2. 7/2 R plus R. After deriving the internal energy, we can get 7/2 into RT. Cp is equal to Cv plus R. 7/2 R plus R, that is equal to Cp is equal to 7R 9R 9R/2, and Cp by Cv is equal to 9R/2. Again I will select and paste here. 9R/2 divided by 7/2. 7/2 R. 7/2 R. 7/2 R. So R gets cancelled. 2 9s are 18 and 7 2s are 14. 14 1s are 14 and 14 ones are 14 and 14 1.2. It becomes 1.2 something. So we will get 1.2 something. So therefore atomicity of gases for diatomic molecules having vibrations, we will get 1.2. And then now we are going to discuss about the polyatomic gases. Polyatomic gases. Atomicity of polyatomic gases. Now, so here the polyatomic gases, that means triatomic molecules, like triatomic molecules N2O, H2O, like molecules N2O, H2O means triatomic molecules totally, like this molecule, like these gases. Here there are 6 degrees of freedom because the molecule has two rotation vibrational energy and 2 rotational energy, and there are, in addition to the 3 translational energies. In addition to the translation energy, there is a vibration and there is also a rotation of the molecule about its axis. So therefore, the total number of degrees of freedom is F equals 3 plus 2 plus 1. 1 means here 1, sorry. V is equal to 1. Therefore, 6 degrees of freedom are required to specify the gas molecules. So here the total energy per molecule is 6 by 2 kT. 6 by 2 kT or 3 kT. Therefore 3 kT. 3 kT. F is equal to 3 kT. Here the total energy of the molecule, the energy associated per molecule per degrees of freedom is 6 by 2 kT, and the energy associated with the molecule is 3 kT, and for 1 mole of gas atoms contains or molecules contains 3 Na kT, therefore 3 RT. And internal energy, this is known as internal energy of the molecule. Therefore Cv is equal to du by dt at constant volume equals 3R. Constant volume is equal to 3R, and then Cv is equal to 3R. Therefore Cp, then atomicity of gases, Cp by Cv. Cp is equal to Cv plus R, and then here what is Cv? 3R. 3R plus R equals 4R. 4R. So now what is atomicity of gases? Cp by Cv is equal to 4R. 4R divided by Cv is equal to 3R equals RR gets cancelled. What is remaining here? 3. 3 ones are 3. 3 threes are 9. Therefore 1.3. 1.33 or 1.33. So this is the value of the atomicity of a polyatomic gases. So polyatomic gases. So let us stop here. Tomorrow we will continue. All the best. Thank you, one and all.